There was a man named Jason, 30 years old, working two jobs and still living paycheck to paycheck. On paper, he was doing everything right. He worked hard, showed up on time, never missed a shift. But no matter how much he earned, money slipped through his fingers like water. Every month ended the same way: empty bank account, rising bills, and that heavy feeling in his chest. Jason believed the same lie many people believe. If I just made more money, my problems would disappear. So he chased overtime, extra shifts, side gigs. But the more he worked, the more exhausted he became. And the more money he earned, the faster it vanished. One night after a 14-hour day, Jason sat in his car outside his apartment, hands on the steering wheel, lights off. He stared at his phone. A notification popped up: bank balance low. He laughed quietly, not because it was funny, but because it hurt. "That's my life," he whispered. The next morning, Jason stopped by a small diner before work. An old man sat at the counter, neatly dressed, calm, reading a newspaper. Jason ordered coffee and overheard the man talking to the waitress. "Money is a tool, not a trophy." That sentence caught Jason's attention. Curious, he spoke up. "What do you mean by that?" The old man smiled. "Most people chase money to impress others. Smart people use money to build freedom." Jason sat down beside him. "I work nonstop, but I'm still broke." The old man nodded. "That's because you were taught how to earn, not how to keep, not how to grow, and definitely not how to think about money." Jason leaned in. The old man continued, "Let me ask you something. When money comes in, who decides where it goes?" Jason hesitated. "I guess life does." The old man shook his head. "No, your habits do." He pulled out a pen and wrote on a napkin: "Earn, save, invest, repeat." Most people skip the last two. Jason looked confused. "I don't make enough to invest." The old man smiled. "That's exactly why you need to," he explained. "Rich people don't wait to feel rich. They act rich with small decisions. They pay themselves first. They delay pleasure. They think long-term." Jason had never heard money explained this way. Before leaving, the old man said, "If you want wealth, stop trying to look successful and start trying to be free." That night, Jason couldn't sleep. He kept replaying the words, "Money is a tool, not a trophy." The next day, Jason did something uncomfortable. He tracked every dollar: coffee, subscriptions, impulse buys. The numbers shocked him. He wasn't broke because he earned too little. He was broke because he spent without intention. So he made a rule: every dollar would get a job. First, he saved 10%, no excuses. Then he invested a small amount, even when it felt pointless. He cut things that didn't move his life forward. No flashy spending, no impressing people who didn't care. The first month felt boring, painful, restrictive. Friends laughed. "Bro, you acting broke now." Jason smiled quietly. "I'm acting disciplined." 6 months later, Jason wasn't rich, but something changed. He had savings, confidence, control. Money stopped stressing him because he stopped letting it control him. 1 year later, his investments grew. His income improved, and his mindset completely shifted. Jason realized something powerful. Wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by habits, repeated daily. He no longer chased money. He built systems. He stopped asking, "How much do I make?" and started asking, "How much do I keep? How much do I grow?" Years later, Jason still drove a simple car, still lived modestly, but he had freedom, choices, peace. And whenever someone asked him, "How did you get ahead?" he always answered the same way: "I stopped worshiping money and started respecting it." Because true wealth isn't loud, it's quiet, patient, and intentional. And if you learn this lesson early, money stops being a problem and starts becoming a tool.